Hi everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Blanche Johanna, your yoga teacher for today. It is so great to have you here. If you would like to practice more short yoga sequences with me, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Or alternatively, if you would like to deepen your practice even further and do longer, more intense classes, please make sure you check out my online yoga membership program, which I will pop a link to below. So we are going to get started. If you just want to come into a cross-legged position, placing a block underneath the sacrum just to give you a bit more lift and a bit more space if that feels good for you. And just closing down your eyes, making any last minute movements. We're just going to place our hands on our knees, turning those palms up towards the ceiling as a gesture of receiving everything outside of us. And just breathing here, in through the nose and out through the nose. Arriving into your practice. When you're ready, gently fluttering open those eyes. We're going to come into a twist. So just placing that right hand down onto the mat behind you and then placing the back of that left hand over that right knee. And just remembering that we are on camera, so I will look slightly different to you, so just making sure you are listening to my verbal cues. So just coming into that really beautiful twist over to the right. Nice and gentle as we've just started our practice. And then when you're ready, releasing the twist and coming onto the other side. So placing the back of that right hand over that left knee. Placing that left hand behind you, you might even like to come up on the fingertips, and just coming into that beautiful twist onto the other side here. And slowly making your way back into center. Placing those hands on the knees, we're going to come into a variation of cat-cow now. So inhaling as you lift that chest, dropping back the head, and then exhale as you round the spine, bringing that chin in towards the chest. So inhale, opening that heart space, and then exhale, rounding the spine, chin to chest. So last one, so inhaling as you open the heart space, and then exhale, bring that chin in towards the chest. Making your way back into center, and then just coming over onto your hands and knees now, into that all fours position. And just making some slight movements here from side to side. You may even like to turn those hands out to the side of the mat, just loosening up through the wrists. And then even turn those hands all the way around so those fingers are facing the knees if that feels good for you. And just stretching those wrists out here. And eventually all making our way back into that all fours position. And then we are going to push ourselves up into plank. Just making sure our spine is nice and straight. When you're ready, pushing yourself back into our first downward facing dog. It may not be your first downward facing dog of the day, but for many people it may be. So just walking out through those feet here, really coming up onto the toes. And eventually finding stillness. And inhaling as you lift that right leg up into three-leg dog. And then exhaling as you step that foot between the palms at the top of the mat. And then inhale that right arm up towards the ceiling, coming into that beautiful twist. And then exhale, bringing that hand back down to the mat. And then inhale as you step that right foot back into that three-legged dog. And then exhale as you step that foot back down into a downward facing dog. So moving on to the other side now. So inhaling that left leg up into a three-legged dog. And then exhale as you step that foot between the hands at the top of the mat. And then inhale into that twist, bringing that left arm up. And then exhale, bringing that palm back down to the mat. And then inhaling yourself back into that three-legged dog. And then exhale back into that downward facing dog. So adding on now, so listening for the change. Inhale as you lift that right foot up into a three-legged dog. Exhale as you step that right foot to the top of the mat. Inhale as you raise that right arm up towards the ceiling. And then exhale as you come into that reverse revolve Skandasana here. And then inhale as you lift those hips, bringing that right arm up and over. And then exhale. One more time. Inhale as you lift those hips. And then exhale. And then inhale as you windmill those hands to the top of the mat. And then exhale. And then inhale, stepping that right foot back into that three-legged dog. And then exhale, coming down to meet in our downward facing dog. And coming onto the other side now. So inhaling that left foot up into that three-legged dog. And then exhale as you step that foot between the palms at the top of the mat. Inhaling, lifting that left arm up. And then exhale, bringing that palm down towards the mat. And coming into your revolve reverse Skandasana. And then inhale as you lift those hips up towards the ceiling. And then exhale. And last time, inhale, lifting those hips, bringing that left arm up and over. And then exhale. And then inhale as you windmill those hands to the top of the mat. And exhale. And then inhale, stepping that foot into that three-legged dog. And then exhale, bringing that foot down to meet the right in your downward facing dog. And then when you're ready, stepping or jumping to the top of the mat, feet as wide as the mat, toes out to the side. And just meeting in a yogic squat here. If you need to place a block under the sacrum because you're up on the toes here, please do so. So just everyone bringing the palms of the hands in towards the heart center, pushing those legs out with the elbows. And then placing that right arm down on the ground and then inhaling that left arm up. And if you'd like to take the bind here, by all means. And if not, just staying in the twist. And then releasing those hands, coming back into the center, placing those palms together at heart center. I'm just taking a breath here. Moving on to the other side now. So bringing that left palm down out beside you. And then inhaling that right arm up towards the ceiling. And if you took the bind on the other side, please do so again. And if not, just staying in that twist. And everyone that's binding, releasing that bind, meeting everyone back in the twist. And then exhaling all together and bringing those palms down towards heart center. Now from here, we're going to come into crow pose. If you do not want to come into crow pose, you just want to chill out in your yogic squat, that is absolutely fine. Please just stay there. And for everyone else, bringing those big toes together, placing those palms firmly down on the mat, and then bringing those knees in to the upper arms, into the armpits there, lifting one or both feet off the mat. And just bringing those toes as close to the bottom as possible. And just breathing here. And gently coming back down towards the mat. And then we're all going to sit back onto the mat now. And just bring those legs out wide. So I'm going to face you to demonstrate here. So just bringing those legs out nice and wide here. Just making sure that we are completely engaged all through the legs. The feet are nice and flexed. And we're just going to come into a side stretch here. So placing that right arm down on the mat and then inhaling that left arm up and over. And really you can come into whichever variation you would like here. If you can reach those toes, please do so. I'm just making sure those legs are still engaged, toes nice and flexed. Last breath here. And then making our way over to the other side now. So bringing that right arm up and over. Making your way back towards the center, using those hands to just gently lift those knees and bringing those knees in towards the chest and just giving yourself a beautiful squeeze here, a really nurturing hug. And when you're ready, releasing and just bringing yourself down onto the mat for our mini Shavasana. So bringing those feet as wide as the mat, feet flopped out to the side, arms out long beside you, palms facing up towards the ceiling. And just closing down the eyes here. And welcome home. Gently starting to bring life back into the body, wiggling those toes and those fingers. And then when you're ready, pushing yourself over onto your favorite side, just taking a moment here. And then gently keeping those eyes closed, bringing yourself up to a cross-legged position at the top of your mat. Taking those hands together at heart center. Moving those thumbs to the third eye for kind and loving thoughts. Bringing those thumbs to your lips for truth in all you say. And bringing those thumbs to the heart center for always loving unconditionally. And together we say as we bow forward, Namaste. Thank you, yogis, and thank you for choosing to practice with me. I hope I see you again on the mat real soon. Namaste.